So in this question, we are asked if 491 is a term in the sequence that they have provided us with. It says below are the first four terms of an arithmetic sequence. Now that just means a linear sequence. That's just another word for linear sequence. And we know that linear sequence is a sequence where we have a constant term either being added or taken away between each term to get from one term to the next. In the previous question, you were asked to find the nth term for the sequence. And the nth term for the sequence, let's work through that quickly. I'll just change cameras. Okay, so here's our sequence. So we are getting from one term to the next term by adding 6 each time. So we're going to get 6n. And if we use the the zeroth term way of finding the rest of the nth term, we would be going take away 6 because we are going in the opposite direction. Okay, so going to the right, we're adding 6. Going to the left, we're taking away 6. So 3 take away 6 is going to be minus 3. So this is going to equal 6n minus 3. It's always a good idea to check if you've worked that out correctly. So this is when n equals 1. It is the first term. This, n equals 2, it is the second term. N equals 3, it is the third term. N equals 4, because that's our fourth term. So if we have generalized this correctly, then if I substitute 2 instead of the n there, my answer should be 9. So 6 times by 2 minus 3, and that is 12 minus 3 is 9. So I know I have done that correctly. So let's find out if 491 is a term in the sequence. That means that 6n minus 3 equals 491. If we solve this, we will find out what the value of n is, and that'll tell us which term in the sequence 491 is if it's in the sequence. So let's go for it. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So that cancels out at 0. I will have 6n on it, left on its own. 491 plus 3 is 494. And 6, dividing 494 divided by 6 is going to give me 82.3. Okay, worked it out earlier. So 491 isn't a term in the sequence because in order for that to be a term in the sequence, n would have to be a whole number. And that is what you would write in your answer as an explanation. You could also work out what the 82nd term is. So 6 times 82 minus 3 would be, I think it's 488. Okay, so the 82nd term would be 488. And then you would compare that to the 83rd term. So you would have 6 times 83 minus 3. And that would give you, just have a think, 494. Also worked this out earlier. So the 83rd term would be 494. So we can clearly see that 491, which is in between there, is not a term in the answer. So to answer it, you would say you have to write no. That is what they want. But then you also have to give the explanation. Okay, and you would say n is not a whole number. Okay, when we solve for n, anything to that effect.